Week 6 of the NFL season is here, and the Patriots are in Cleveland to face the Browns, a matchup of two and three squads. Andy Gresh, our New England Nation analyst, in to break it down.
Can I just start with something real quick?
The floor is yours,
As
Gresh.
someone who spent the first 15 years of their life in Western Pennsylvania, Cleveland's a toilet. Back to you.
Cleveland is a toilet.
It's terrible.
Is it a clean toilet or is it a dirty toilet?
No, they lit their own river on fire.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
that's seriously. Do you know how many jokes for comedians have come from that over the years?
Yeah.
And the makeup of the population of Cleveland, like my people, the Yinzers? Good grief.
All right,
They're a mess out there. And they're finding ways to lose football games. Let's hope they do that on Sunday.
Well, answer this question for me. Which quarterback flushes the Cleveland toilet? Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones?
Boy, I'll tell you, I don't know if either one of them does, quite honestly. If they do, it might be of their own play. I guess I lean Zappi because the one thing I do know about Jacoby Brissett is he will throw the big interception at a big spot. But I think with the Browns, Morey, they find ways to lose games. They should have beat the Jets this year. Their best, maybe the best running back in the NFL, Nick Chubb. All you had to do was fall down inbounds. Game would have been over. They would have won that game. They went to Atlanta and lost. They lost to, what was it? I keep wanting to call them San Diego, the LA Chargers. And that coach tried to give it to them, and they missed a 54-yard field goal at the end of the game. So for as much as the Browns have talent, they're still the Browns. They still find ways to lose. And I think Jacoby Brissett can be a part of that in the red area.
Yeah, all three losses coming by 1, 2, and 3 points. They're coming off of that 2-point loss to the Chargers last week. If Bailey Zappi does play, Gresh, is it going to be somewhat of what we saw last week against the Lions?
Yeah, I think so, because really there were a couple things that worked for him. Obviously, the running game with Ramondre Stevenson. They also gave him the short throws that we broke down on New England Nation. A lot of stuff over the middle, not really down the field. And you got to give the offensive line credit because of the 21 throws that Bailey Zappi had, really none of them were from a dirty pocket. And he never got into a situation where it was like a big third down where the game was on the line. You got to make that tight throw in there. He really wasn't stressed playing the position. Now, if Mac ends up getting in there, what will be interesting if he does go, and I still question that, are those balls down the field. You know, that's one thing they didn't let Zappi do. He took 2 shots. He got 2 PIs. Way to go, kid. Don't do that very often because we don't want the ball going in the other direction.
Yeah, kudos to the offensive line. The 2 Patriots wins this year have been the only times when the quarterback hasn't gotten sacked. It was Pittsburgh week 2 and last week against the Lions. Speaking of the offensive line, Gresh, no Damian Harris this week. Ramondre Stevenson will get the load. There's 2 rookies behind him in Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. As good as the Browns are with their running back, Nick Chubb, and their ground game, they're just as bad stopping the run. Is this going to be another game where Ramondre Stevenson is fed 17 to 22 times?
Should be, no question, because they stink against the run, does the Browns defense. Now, Ramondre had a big game last week, but if you notice the zone stuff, there wasn't much of it, if at all. It was really in between the tackles. And now you might have to diversify the running game a little bit against Cleveland to kind of keep them honest because Myles Garrett is a beast, and that's a guy you got to account for. That said, I wonder if, the Nugget J.J. Taylor comes up, they get him off the practice squad, it's somebody they could trust, and then the best available rookie. But I got to think that Ramondre Stevenson, it's going to probably get 75% of the snaps. That includes all downs. It's not just running plays.
Patriots players usually aren't coveted in fantasy football, but Ramondre Stevenson this week should be a must start, and I should say he's on my squad as well.
Oh, look at
projected
you.
for 15 points.
Brag.
I need a win. All right, how do they slow down Nick Chubb on the other side?
Well, it's got to be a group effort, number one, and you got to get great play from your linebackers. But let's hope Lawrence Guy might be able to come back. And I've said this a couple weeks now, but he is a key to stopping the run. This is where Devon Godchaux earns his money, in my opinion. I don't care if he has 0 tackles, but I need to know that he's eating up space. Both of the guards of the Cleveland Browns, pretty good players, all pro caliber guys, definitely Pro Bowlers. That said, the Patriots have to be disruptive with those guards and make sure those guys don't dominate. So you need Jelani Tavai to have a big game. You need one of the safeties to be involved in the run as well. But really, it's those bigs up front, and this is where Devon Godchaux should earn that dough.
And because the game is in Cleveland, they're a 3-point favorite. If it was a neutral field, it would most likely be a toss-up. You see this game being close now at the end?
Yeah, I think so, because I think Bailey Zappi is still going to go. Now, maybe I'm shocked on game day and it's Mac Jones in there, but I still think it's going to be Bailey Zappi, so you're going to have to be conservative. You got to deal with Nick Chubb, and that ain't easy. I think he's still going to get his. If the Patriots take him out of the game, the Browns really have no chance to score. I think the Patriots win a close one. This is 24-21, 24-22, something crazy like that, maybe with a 2-point conversion. But I think we're going to come away after this game saying that the Patriots are just a little bit better than some of those other teams that are in the middle of the AFC.
Yeah, and if they do back to 500 at 3-3, a key AFC win, and then the much softer part of their schedule comes up beginning the following week.
Yeah, the Bears.
Against the Bears, and then the Jets, who have shown to potentially be the best team in New York. We'll get to them, though, in a couple weeks. He's Andy Gresh. I'm Morey Hershgordon. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. on Fox Providence.